About iPhone this, iPhone that. A 3210. That's crazy. And yeah, look at that film. Interesting to see what's on this. Oh.
After the storm in the last episode, it became pretty obvious that the barge still had a few places where water could get in. So the plan today was simple: go around the boat and mark every single spot where daylight was getting through. Back on the barge, it's been a while since I've been on it, and yeah, there ain't that much water. I'm hoping that it's still all from that rainwater that came in from over there. My plan today is clean up all the holes on the inside and just mark them off. I'm going to use a bit of spray paint or something, mark them off, make them clearly visible for for the areas that need repairs. Cool, so I'll catch up with you in a sec. Let me get into my boots and get some light in here, man. But yeah, it does look good, doesn't it? You've got to admit, compared to when I first got her, yeah, we done good, man. All that's minor. Alright, in a bit.
Alright, so my plan was to go around, clean up all of these holes. When I say clean up, I mean just give them a quick, but I think it's pretty pointless to give them a clean up. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark them off. So anywhere where there's light pouring in, that's where the rain's coming in.
Some of these holes I already knew about, but others were definitely new discoveries.
Anchor locker. Still got those windows open.
It's actually quite satisfying marking them out like this. At least now I know exactly what needs attention.
Yeah, this was the worst part. So there, and I think over here it was pissing in as well.
Yeah, it was coming in around all the hatches. That's the main one. It was dripping big time out of this one. Three spots there. And yeah, them two was where it was literally pouring in. So that one you can see comes over to the side. This one is just top down. It's where all the water gathers in the side deck, and then nowhere for it to escape. Should be escaping through there, and there's a couple of others dotted along. But then where it's rusted so bad on that side, it's just coming straight down into the hold. So yeah, this is a minor issue in a long it's a 65 feet worth of boat. Slowly but surely. When you step back and look at it, it's quite a list. With the deck mapped out, I moved up to the bow to carry on cleaning out some of the last bits of rubbish. even after all the clear out days we'd had, there were still pockets of junk hiding in different corners of the boat.
I wonder what the chances are of this being a repair job. I mean, obviously, it's been plated over. I wonder what's on that. What the? No way. Oh my goodness. 3210. Oh my days. I was just telling my daughters about this the other day. They're all on about iPhone this, iPhone that. A 3210. That's crazy. And yeah, look at that film. Interesting to see what's on this. Oh. What am I looking for? Dustpan and brush. Where's that brush? Oh my days. I wonder what else I've missed on here.
Just in the middle of clearing out the front of this boat, and look what I've just found. A 3210. And I also just found a film canister with the film in. So that's going to be interesting to get this developed and see what's on there. By this point, the clean out had created a pretty serious pile of rubbish on the shore. And understandably, a few members of the club weren't too happy about it. The problem was that access to the site was being restricted by the developer, which made organising waste removal a lot more complicated than it should have been. But at the end of the day, it was my mess, so it was my responsibility to deal with. In the end, I arranged for it all to be cleared through another member at the club. It cost me £1,200. It wasn't the cheapest solution, but it was the right one, and it meant everything was cleared properly and that no one else at the club had to deal with any of the consequences. With the rubbish finally gone, I could focus fully on the next part of the job. Before packing up for the day, I stopped to take a closer look at the anchor winch. I hadn't actually tried operating it at all yet, so this was the first proper look at how it works. Whoa, this is the anchor winch, what remains of it. So that's down into the anchor locker. Maybe, I'm assuming this might, you'll stick a bolt in there and then tighten and loosen it to give you more or less friction. Yeah, this is the chain that would have held the anchor. There. Let's see if this will go. Right, that's feeding chain out. Yeah, you can see it pulling up the chain and letting out more anchor. Yep, nice. And then somewhere there's a lock yeah, so this is your lock. That stops it spinning and letting unnecessary chain out. And then when you want to pull it up, you take your lock off, and it should. Oh. Yeah, mate, need a bit of WD-40 on that. Yeah, but seems like it works. So that'll be a project in its own to refurbish that. A couple of wire brushes. Yeah. Check back for updates in 2029 or something. And then lock it off again. Why is it not locking now? Yeah, I think just because this is all rust. So today wasn't about big visible progress. It was about learning more about the boat, where she needs attention, what's still hiding inside, and how everything works. Every day with this barge uncovers something new. Years of paint on there. And that's down into that anchor locker at the very front of the boat. Yeah, nothing a bit of WD-40 and Brillo pad won't fix. Obviously, any experts out there, I'd greatly appreciate any feedback. I'm gonna have to start doing a disclaimer like when you're trading. This is not financial advice. So my disclaimer is gonna be, I know jack squat about boats. So yeah, please chime in.